Hey y'all, Jedi here, and we got another Dragonheir video. We're going to be doing Grave of Curse. So for this one, I've been doing a lot of testing, playing around a lot. I really got some good team comps to give you guys ideas for, so I hope this really helps you out a lot. So for starters, this is going to be my team. We have Furbath here. When you're doing this dungeon, focus on your defense on people. You want to get that a little bit up there to help out with keeping that shield down. My Furbath here is not scrolled out, which would really help if I could get this attack penalty down to consistently. However, that's alright. So basically, I'm using Dane here as my backup for the attack penalty. He only has attack penalty 1, so during this run, you guys are going to be able to see what the difference is between attack penalty 1 and attack penalty 2. Now, outside of those two, so you see the stats real quick, we do have 877 defense, swapped his chest out for defense. That way it helps keep the shield down when you get hit. If you have a low defense, he's going to have a bigger shield. Now I'm using this rare Megan, the Clan Defender, because she offers us a defense up 1, also with the recovery over time. So she's doing our heals. I don't feel like I take too much damage on this, so I didn't need a super dedicated healer, so she does a great job for me. I pushed her defense up best I can with her being a rare, so we got another extra 881 defense. She's survivable, keeps defense up. And with this one having attack penalty down 2, you're going to see the difference between attack penalty down 1 and 2 between these two. You'll see she's only on the defense down 1, but we're still going to keep that shield down a lot. So if you have someone who does, defense up. If you have someone who does a defense up 2, it's going to be way better, and because it does double the amount. Now we've got our adventurer here. He's going to be using his ice shield. I actually was using him for something, so I need to go switch his chest real quick. Same thing as my Dane. I put him in a defense percentage chest because we do not want him making that shield too high whenever he gets hit. He's not here for damage. He's here to protect the team. And my damage dealer here is going to be Voresh. Guys, I'm going to tell you, if you have Voresh, he's super OP for this dungeon. Absolutely OP for a few reasons. So for him, he's the only one I don't care too much about defense. I'm just going to boost his attack. He's going to be my only DPS, doing tons of damage. I have him in the Gambler set, which has given us this effect here for getting the 30% chance to deal derived damage, plus 5% to the target's HP, true damage, up to 200% of their attack. I don't really know the exact numbers on this. I just know I've been playing around with this set, and Voresh does a lot of damage with it. With Voresh in this, I did get me an amazing negative rune for accuracy when I was farming that. So I have his accuracy up. And the reason why Voresh is so OP is because not only can he do damage, he can block the boss from ever doing buffs. So I have Dane here. He's a backup champion that can be replaced once Furbath has been booked out and speed tuned. So Dane can remove buffs and do attack penalty 1, which helps us out. Voresh can just completely block the buffs, while Furbath keeps attack penalty down 2. So Dane is actually just kind of extra. I do have to do a lot of manualing in this dungeon, as you'll see, because we want everything to be timed out, and I don't have everyone speed tuned perfectly. But let's get this run going. So initially, we'll let everyone do their moves. It's okay. Voresh isn't going to have it ready for the next one. We're going to turn it off. Now I'm going to turn off auto. You want all of your people who are protecting your team to do their moves after the halfway mark. Usually right when they hit the 1 is when I turn this on. Did a little late, but it's alright. And then you'll see Furbath missed his, so now watch how big the shield is. So the shield is a lot bigger than when Furbath hits that attack penalty up 2. Now we do Voresh's right there, and we start getting this block buffs on there. And that's going to prevent the boss from ever getting his buffs on there in the first place. So now Dane is just giving us the extra attack penalty down 1 if we need it. You can see how big that was. That if we definitely didn't have the attack penalty down 2 up. And sometimes my Furbath, he gets a little slow, so that's why Dane is in there to keep the attack penalty down 1. Now I got the 2 up there, so we'll see how that goes. Watch this one. Boom, see how tiny that shield is? That's the difference between attack penalty down 1 and 2. which goes to show you if you have someone using defense up 2 in Megan's spot, that shield's going to be way lower because she's only giving us a tiny bit of defense right now. This until Vorash does his. We don't have the attack penalty down 2, we only have the 1, so now you'll see, boom, shield's quite a bit bigger than when the 2 is up. And Borscht there, doing our damage, blocking those debuffs. I threw my team off somewhere, so I'm gonna have to get this back on sync. Doing talking, I just wasn't paying enough attention. That's alright though. There we go. Now we got everyone back on sync. You'll see the shield was almost non-existent that time. So that just shows you get the defense up, the attack penalty down on them, you get the ice shield on your team, and he's just not even putting a shield out anymore. And then you just need someone to drop that DPS, which is what our Boresh is doing. And so the good thing about Dane being my backup here is when the boss's health gets lower than halfway, he just starts boosting his own ultimate every time he does a skill. So he can cycle his super quick. So if anyone else runs off sync or is behind, then Dane can pick up the extra slack, which is the whole purpose of him and the team. So once everyone's like just kind of booked out and set up properly, Dane can be taken off the team. I just really like him in there because he does do damage while, I mean not a lot, but he does a little bit of damage while simultaneously he just backs up the team and keeps everything running smoothly. So I did lots of testing in this dungeon, using it with no defense up, and I've done it with not using the attack downs, just trying out different things, and I've just found this place is just a combination of trying to get it all going. You want to either block this buff or to remove it. You need to get defense up, and you need to get attack down if you ever plan on pushing stage 9 with a free-to-play team. And then use your adventurer. You know, adventurer is pretty great. You get that ice shield, and you're good to go. This dungeon, I mean, it's really not too bad once you have the people you need to get it. The most annoying part is having to manual it and not having a team that can just run full auto yet. That's alright. And now his health is so low, we're just going to run full auto, finish him. And at the end, I'll show you guys, this is actually one of my slower runs. I was talking so I didn't keep everything timed perfectly, but it does demonstrate. You can see the difference between when there's attack penalty down 2 versus 1, if there's defense up versus not defense up. I'll even just do a quick challenge again, and I just want to show you guys the shield without any of that. So no attack penalty, no defense up, and this is with my people in defense chest other than Vorash. Watch how big this shield goes. Boom, like that's ridiculous. You have to have this stuff, right? But now we'll do let's just say we do just the defense. I know some of you, if you want, you can skip through this part. I know it's a little annoying. I just want to show you guys some of the testing that I did that helped me figure out how I want the teams. So defense up, but we didn't take any of those buffs off. Still a ton. So it shows, guys, you gotta have a little bit of everything to make this team operate correctly. This one, we will remove those and do attack penalty down 2 and do defense up. You'll see still got pretty decent shield. Let's see if Furbath lands it here. So boom, so that'll show you without it, with the just attack penalty down 2. Yeah, so you'll see there's no like single like one type of thing that's gonna make this dungeon easier. You have to do a combination of all of it in order to get this to work. I'll show you, we'll remove the buff, add the Adventurer's Eye Shield. Still big. See, I'm telling you guys, the only way to do this is to have all of it. Now we're going to show you one more time with just everything running smoothly. So that will be attack penalty up 2. Now look, the shield is next to nothing. So yeah, that's the team, guys. I'll run through everyone's gears if y'all have one idea of what the gear looks like. I was running this pretty smoothly on number 7 when I first built my team. I decided to push it into 8. The difference between getting 7 and 8 to work properly seemed to be getting some defense chest on everyone. So my venture here, I said the defense chest. The other gear is not as much of a big deal. If you're focusing solely for this dungeon, then go for some gear that has more defense on them. On the runes, if you have it, just pump defense up on them. You don't need any attack, anything else out of him. And we're going to come down to Dane here. He's, like I said, my backup for that buff removal. He is booked out. That's why I like him on my team, because I can guarantee he's going to remove buffs and at least get the low version of the attack penalty. So for him, like y'all saw before, did the defense chest, left his other gear kind of the same. He doesn't even have his full gear set right here, which would help if I could get this changed out to another piece of that gear. Not too big of a deal. Did accuracy so he can land his stuff. And I still had attack on there. I think it would be better if I threw like a HP on there. I just don't really have one right now. That's alright. Voresh here, he's the one I'm just pumping up my attack. Right here, I do a defense rune because I do want him to have some defense. When I don't have this rune on here, he only has plus 100 defense. I've actually still won using an attack rune. However, it's just better to make sure you still pump some defense to keep that shield down. Like I was telling you guys before, he's in the gambler set, so his stats are pretty good. Right now, his crit rate's not as high as I would like it to be. Usually when I use him in other places, I pump his crit rate up a little bit more. But with this set, I mean, we got tons of attack, and he's dropping tons of damage with this extra effect, so that's good. And then last but not least, our clan defender. I started playing around with her early on because I had a feeling I would need her for the dungeon. It just took me a while to get her leveled up, which is why I didn't make this video sooner, because I wanted to level her up and do some testing, play around with it before I actually presented a video to you guys. So her defense is only plus 881. I would like to pump that up more. I just don't have the gear for her yet to do that. I didn't really have good enough defense chest to keep her alive in, which now I probably do, but when I started doing this I didn't. On the runes, if you can, you really want to go with defense. As you can see, I just haven't got lucky and I don't get any good runes for this. I do have her in this Banner of Oath, so she gets extra defense being around the other allies. Since she's a rare and it's harder to push her defense up, that helps her out quite a bit. As far as artifacts for everyone else, it's not too big of a deal. Just put whatever the best ones you have. Voresh, I use one to bump attack. Dane, I use this one to drop the defense penalty on the boss to help our damage go through. And Furbath, I'm using the Lunar Harp so that I have a better chance of getting his debuff to land, just because he's not at 100% right now, because he doesn't have his scrolls. Anyways, guys, that's the run. I hope you enjoy the video. Hope this helps you come up with some teams. Y'all have a good one.